Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream and the match preview for Chelsea versus Leicester at Stamford Bridge on Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. kickoff. As always, guys, there's loads to dive into. The race for the Champions League. Nottingham Forest beating Man City today. Massive game against Leicester. Wesley Fofana back. Romeo Lavia could be fit enough for the bench. Is it worth risking Moises Caicedo, given if he gets booked, he'll be suspended for Arsenal and Tottenham games? Is that a risk worth taking? Should Tyreek George start? There are loads and loads of things to dive into, guys. But before we get started, people, make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment in the chat as well, guys. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off your Chelsea kits and free shipping. Make sure you do not miss out, guys. Get names, numbers, sleeve badges, whatever you want, guys. Make sure you check it out. Link in the description, link pinned in the chat. And yeah, use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off and free shipping, people. And let's dive into it. And let's say hello to a few people, and then we will get cracking. I'm not taking any risk on Caicedo. This game is one yellow card away from a 2-match ban. Yep, I agree. Yes, big up, brother, big up. Do you think it's a good idea to rest Caicedo tomorrow? Yeah, look, I would rest Caicedo tomorrow, personally. I don't think Reece will play, given he played 90 minutes on Thursday, and we're still being very careful with his minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if Dewsbury Hall plays again in midfield. You know, if you can't use your squad players against Leicester City, then what does that say about what you think of the squad at the end of the day? So yeah, kind of a mad one. But let's take a look at the state of play then in the Premier League after today's results, because you could say that City and Forest would have arguably been a draw would have been better, but actually, you know, it does now give us a chance to leapfrog Manchester City tomorrow. So obviously wins for Liverpool again today, wins for Brighton, and also wins for Nottingham Forest. So that is the state of play. Brighton have gone level on points with Chelsea, having played a game more. We're a point behind Man City with that game against Leicester tomorrow. We've got a better goal difference than City currently. We've got a better goal difference than Nottingham Forest as well. Look, I'm fully expecting 3 points tomorrow. That puts us on 49. That puts us 2 points ahead of Man City, 2 points behind Nottingham Forest, with a very, very difficult game away at Arsenal the following weekend. So the issue we've got is, guys, is that in order for us to get Champions League football, the reality is that we've actually got to beat some decent teams. And when was the last time we beat a decent team? So, someone tell me the last time we beat a good side. Because we haven't beaten Liverpool for a while in the league. We haven't beaten Arsenal for a while in the league. We didn't beat Forest. We didn't beat Man City home or away this season. When was it we lost to Newcastle in the Cup? Yes, we beat them at home earlier on this season. But the reality is, guys, we've got to beat a decent team, probably more than one decent team, to get Champions League football. And we just simply have not done that for the longest time possible. The longest time possible, guys. We haven't been able to do that. We have not been able to do that, guys, you know. And we're going to need to be at least probably 2 or 3 good teams between now and the end of the season. Yeah, we're just waiting for that to be confirmed. But at the end of the day, even with 5th place, right, the same principle applies, though, guys. We are going to need to beat 2 or 3 decent teams minimum, even to get 5th. We're going to have to beat 2 or 3 decent teams. We've still got to go to Nottingham Forest. We've still got to play Forest away. We've still got to play Newcastle away. We've still got to play Fulham away. We've still got to go to... we've got Arsenal, Newcastle, and Forest away, and Fulham away, and Brentford away, and Tottenham at home, Ipswich home, Everton home. You know, those aren't too bad, but the run-in's tough, guys. I think our last 5 games are something like Forest, City, Man United, Liverpool, Newcastle, and something else. So this is tight, people. This is really tight. This is going to be really, really difficult. Really, really difficult. I don't know what the. I honestly don't. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I really don't. I mean, I personally, I've admitted that I don't believe that we will get the Champions League football because of the January transfer window and because of the way that we've been playing. However, given the lack of consistency from everyone else, given the situation we find ourselves in, and given how the Premier League has been this season, we could somehow end up getting Champions League, which would be ridiculous given the form that we've been on. We've lost 7 games so far this season. And normally when you're on a run of 3 wins in 11, you wouldn't expect to be anywhere near the conversation for Premier League, for Champions League qualification. You absolutely wouldn't. A win at the Emirates would be massive right now. If we beat Spurs and United at home, then we can get Champions League. It's going to take more than Spurs and United to beat Spurs and United at home. The reality is, guys, out of those away games against Newcastle, Forest, Arsenal, Brentford, those 4 away games, which are quite tough, you're going to need to, let's put it this way, out of Newcastle, Forest, and Arsenal away, if we're going to qualify for the Champions League, we're going to have to win 2 of those 3 games. We're going to have to win 2 out of Newcastle, Arsenal, and Forest away. That's a big ask, people. That is a big ask. We're going to have to win 2 of them games. That's the reality of the situation, guys. So whilst it's all tight and we're still in the conversation because of the lack of consistency from other teams, we've got to find a way of beating a few decent teams. That's what we've got to do. But the table is ridiculous. The table is absolutely ridiculous right now. It's so tight there. It's so tight, What is it? What are we saying here now? It's like literally between Man City and 4th, 47 points. It's 5 points between 4th and 10th. That's ridiculous. 5 points between Champions League and 10th place. I mean, yeah, it's quite remarkable, really. It's quite remarkable. Just as easy as we could finish. We could easily finish 3rd, but just as easily, guys, we could finish 9th or 10th. These are the fine margins that we're on. What are your thoughts? Would you say Fofana for the Arsenal game? No, because we're not just going to chuck Fofana back in away at the Emirates with that being his first minute since December. You've got to give him an easier game. Leicester at home is the perfect opportunity to play him. And then at least he's got some minutes under his belt before that Arsenal game. Absolutely, for me, under no illusions, it would be really bad management to just chuck Fofana in for that game at the Emirates. It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. Would make 0 sense to do that. I'm personally not about that. I'm personally not about that at all. We need to play him. We need to play him. Simple as that. He must play tomorrow. Yeah, I think it will as well. And you look at our fixtures that we've got coming up, guys. You look at the fixtures that we've got coming up. Yep, top 5 could well make Champions League. It's not been fully confirmed yet, but top 5 could easily make Champions League football, guys. But you look at the Chelsea fixtures that are left, and yeah, okay, there's definitely some home games that are winnable, 100%. We've got some home games that are winnable, starting with this one against Leicester. But then look at this, though, people. I mean, just as a reminder, for people that aren't aware of the running, okay, Leicester at home, Tottenham at home, you expect 6 points from those. Arsenal away, anything we get's a bonus. Brentford away, difficult. You'd expect points at home to Ipswich. Fulham away, tough. Liverpool home, tough. Newcastle away. Yeah, the last 4 games, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, Forest. That is a dirty run. That is filthy. Guys, that is honestly, let me bring that up on the screen now. That's filthy. That is the dirtiest of the dirty. That run in there. All we can hope with this Liverpool game is that the title's already been won by then, and they're just kind of feet up, don't really care what happens sort of vibe. That is our only opportunity in that game, I feel. Newcastle away, we've got a terrible record at St James's Park. Man United, doesn't matter how bad they are, We've got a dreadful record against them. And then Forest are moving mad as well right now. So, yes, a lot can change between now and these final few games, but ultimately we have to win. We've got to go and win some big away games. We've got to go and win some big away games, guys. And that's going to be very, very difficult. International break is next weekend. After the Arsenal game is the international break. Lavia, if Fofana's fit and ready to go, so we need to use him. Liverpool might have the titles done by then. I wouldn't be fancying us in any big games right now, just purely based on our record. But yeah, that is the state of play right now. Things are very, very tight, people. Very, very tight. But in terms of, the game itself, I'm not expecting too many problems. Absolutely not expecting too many problems. Leicester, let's be honest, are really, really poor. Really poor. Really poor. There's absolutely no denying that. They are dreadful. They've lost 11 of their last 12 matches. Van Nistelrooy is getting nothing out of this team. Maresca obviously knows most of that personnel inside out. I know Van Nistelrooy plays obviously a slightly different style of football, but Maresca also knows Van Nistelrooy very well, having been teammates together at Malaga back in the day. And I'm not. I'm not really seeing what issues we can have here. I'm not saying this is an absolute freebie and this is an absolute gimme and we just got to turn up and it's job done. But we're in that category of game where Leicester shouldn't be causing us any problems. They shouldn't be causing us any issues whatsoever. And I think it's going to be a case, a little bit like Southampton. The first 15, 20 minutes, they might not be particularly good, but it's going to be one of them where as long as once we get that first goal, that's the most important thing. Get that first goal, and then obviously things will come together for us. Things will come together. Once you get that first goal, I think you could see 2, 3, or 4 similar to the Southampton game. And there's a few interesting team selections that need to be made. A few interesting selections that need to be made team-wise. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, really, because we've got decisions to make. Do you play Reece James again? Is Malagusto fit and ready to play Sunday? Is it a game for Josh Achimpong? What centre-back pairing do you go with? What combination do you go with in midfield? What combination do you use in those wide areas? There's plenty. There's plenty of decisions that have got to be made, guys. Plenty of decisions. But you know what I wanted to touch on, right? Just in terms of wide players, right? Because there's been a bit of a debate going around. Callum Hudson-Odoi obviously scored the winner today against Man City. He scored the winner against Man City, and it gets people talking again. Would he still start for us? And yeah, I think he would start for us. I think he would start for us still. And the reason why, guys, is that, and when people dismiss this as well, because the problem with, I don't know what the age of the people are that watch me or what the age of the people are online in general, but the problem is that people are obsessed and literally purely judge everything on GNA. That's what the majority of football fans' opinions are influenced by. They just purely look at GNA. You can't quantify. There's no metric for decision-making, leadership, mentality. There's no metrics for that. There simply isn't. You look at players that don't have the best GNA, but are phenomenal footballers. And people just don't rate them because they purely watch the game through ratings on apps and they purely base it on numbers. people don't watch things like positioning, leadership, ball retention. All it is did they score? Did they touch the ball last before someone else scored? That's the reality. That's the reality. We sold Hudson-Odoi for 3 million, right? Okay, at a year left on his contract, we sold him for 3 million. Scandalous deal. But the fact that Hudson-Odoi would probably still start for Chelsea right now more highlights the fact that how poor the recruitment in the wide areas has been. Because the recruitment in the wide areas has been absolutely shocking. You replaced Hudson-Odoi with Mykhailo Mudryk. And I'm a massive Mudryk fan, but you spent £62.5 million plus bonuses on Mudryk, and it hasn't happened yet. You bring in Jadon Sancho, who's not performed better than Callum Hudson-Odoi this season. You bring in Pedro Neto, who I'm a big fan of and think is a very good player. He hasn't performed better than Callum Hudson-Odoi this season. Noni Madueke has scored more goals than Hudson-Odoi this season, but has he had a better season overall than Callum Hudson-Odoi? You'd have to say no. So you look at the recruitment, you look at the way that we're playing. Yes, I understand that Forest play in a completely different way to Chelsea. I understand that the pressure of playing for Nottingham Forest is totally different for the pressure of playing for Chelsea. I understand that teams will set up differently against Forest. They might not sit deep, whereas the majority of teams will sit deep against Chelsea. I get all those things. But ultimately, Hudson-Odoi is good enough to still be at Chelsea, and he's good enough to play for us. He's good enough to play for us. He's good enough to be starting. It's mad. There's more to football than GNA. There's so much more context around the situation. People can put up stats of Hudson-Odoi at Chelsea and see that he scored more goals at Forest in less games. But again, it's not about numbers. You can bring Hazard and Salah. Who's a better footballer? Well, Hazard's a much better footballer, talent-wise and technique-wise, than Salah. But if you just go with numbers, Salah shits all over him. But football is more than numbers. There's so much more context when judging a player. And this is the problem, guys, is when people are rating players, when people are forming their opinions on players, they're literally using GNA, they're literally using ratings on an app rather than their eyes and rather than other things like decision-making, mentality, leadership, what they do off the ball. All these things that aren't quantifiable, guys. All these things that aren't quantifiable. So that it's really important. Yes, GNA is important, right? I get it. Yes, GNA is important. But there's more to football than GNA. There's more to football than GNA, guys. That's the simple reality here. Bro, he was our best winger in that 21-22 season. He was our best winger in the 21-22 season. The reality is, right, Hudson-Odoi starts for us now. Whether people want to agree or disagree, that's factually correct. He's scored more goals than all, and goals is just part of it, right? But he's scored more goals than all our wingers, bar Madueke. He's scored more goals in the Premier League than Neto, Nkunku, and Sancho combined. Right? So we're looking at output. He's producing better output than 3/4 of our wingers. He's doing a very good job, guys. Yes, it's Forest and yes, it's different. But my point still stands is that the recruitment in the wide areas has been awful because the fact that Callum Hudson-Odoi would still start for us, and with the amount of money and the amount of wingers that we've signed, it goes to show people that the recruitment in those wide areas, more than anything, has been shocking. Absolutely shocking, guys. That is the reality, people. That is the reality. He's better than our wingers. We sold him for 3 million, and he's played a key role in Forest potentially getting Champions League football. You know, that's the that's the reality of the situation. So there we go. Yeah, look, his 1v1 has also been his 1v1 play is always been very good. Always been very good. By the way, guys, keep smashing the like button, subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. All of that good stuff, people. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe. Run these likes up, guys. We're only on 28 likes. I know we're streaming at a slightly different time. It's been a bit of a lull in proceedings. Numbers haven't been great recently, but people, keep smashing the likes. It does really help me out. If we win tomorrow, we go third. No, we don't go third if we win tomorrow because Nottingham Forest won. So we don't go third. We don't go third because Forest won. If Forest hadn't won, if it had been a draw, then yeah, we could have gone third. But anyway, let's talk about some of the game. Let's talk about some of the game, people, because it was massive. There's a lot of news to go through, people. Let's start with some team news, and let's start with a few quotes surrounding Moises Caicedo, guys, because Enzo Maresca has been speaking about the situation surrounding Caicedo. Obviously, as we're aware, there's going to be a 2-match ban if he gets booked. Could be a 2-match ban if he gets booked, guys, which means he'd miss Arsenal and he'd miss Spurs. Now, we shouldn't need to play Moises Caicedo at home to Leicester City in order for us to get a result. That shouldn't need to be a thing. Like, this is where you should be playing your Dewsbury Halls, or where you should be playing these squad players. Yes, but we don't. That's the point. We don't have that. You know, it's all ifs and buts. We can all play that game. Oh, if we had this, if we had that. The reality is that we don't. And Hudson-Odoi is outperforming all of our wingers virtually. That's the point that I'm making. You know, you can say, oh, you know, if we had a box present striker, yes, Neto probably has much better numbers because there's someone to get on the end of his crosses. Yeah, I fully agree with that. But we're just moving the goalposts here. You know, we're just moving the goalposts at the end of the day. Our wingers haven't been good enough. They haven't produced good enough numbers, and there needs to be serious improvement from them. That's the reality. I'm not saying that Hudson-Odoi is a better player than Neto. I'm not saying he's a better footballer than Jadon Sancho. I'm not necessarily saying those things, but he's outperforming those guys. Those guys cost almost £80 million combined, and Hudson-Odoi costs £3 million. You know, that's the facts of the situation. Yeah, we go fourth with a win. Bro, this is the style of football Maresca's been brought into play. That's the reality of the situation. That is the style of football he's been brought into play. And that's the style of football that we are going to play. So if people don't like it, then they've got a problem, because we're going to be doing that. So there we go. Sure, but fine. But that doesn't change the fact that he's still out. That doesn't change that he's outperformed our wingers. He's still outperformed our wingers. We can blame whatever we want, but he's still outperformed the wide players that we've got. But anyway, on this Caicedo thing, so Caicedo is expected to feature at Stamford Bridge, despite being a yellow card away from a 2-match ban, with Arsenal and Tottenham to come in a busy March period. Maresca was asked whether he was tempted to rest Caicedo. He said, no. My staff said this to me, but at the moment for us, it's about winning games. We need to win games, so we cannot plan on giving Moya rest thinking that he can play Arsenal. We need to win against Leicester, and then we need to focus on how we can beat Arsenal. It's just game by game, and we need our best players on the pitch. The position of Moises, if you see his background, last year he had 11 to 12 yellows, the year before the same. Because he's a midfielder, you are in the traffic. Sometimes you have to make some fouls. It's normal. Hopefully he can avoid that until the end, knowing that it's probably difficult. Now, I understand all of that. And if this was a more difficult game, then I'd be fully on board with it. I'd want him to play. But the fact is, guys, we are playing the second worst team in the league. We're playing a team that has lost 11 of their last 12 matches under Ruud van Nistelrooy. This is the perfect opportunity to give Caicedo a rest ahead of 2 games next week with Copenhagen second leg and Arsenal. For me personally, guys, I don't understand why wouldn't we take the opportunity to not use him? Are you telling me that Maresca feels that he has to play Caicedo because we can't beat Leicester without him? That would be mad. That would be an absolute madness if we feel that we can't beat Moises, or we can't beat Leicester without Caicedo. I mean, what's that about? I get it, you want your best players on the pitch, but are you telling me that whether it's Reece James and Enzo in midfield, whether it's KDH and Enzo in midfield, whether it's Matisse and Mugu getting a first Premier League start, whatever it might be, are we seriously saying, guys, that we don't think we can beat Leicester? That we don't think we can beat Leicester without Moises Caicedo on the pitch? Come on, guys. For me, I will rest Caicedo for Arsenal game and play James. Yeah, I would do that as well. Yeah, but that was away from home, and yeah, look, I understand that point. Look, I get that point, but come on, at home to Leicester City with the run that they're on, we should not need Caicedo to win that game. Yep, I absolutely agree on that one. We can absolutely beat Leicester without Caicedo. I'm not saying leave him out of the squad, by the way. I'm just saying there's no need to start him. We don't need to leave him out the squad, people. We absolutely do not need to leave him out of the squad, but there's no need for him, in my opinion, to be in the starting 11. This is another issue as well. Reece James played a full 90 on Thursday night. Can he then go and start again on Sunday? Can he give you 60 minutes? Can he give you 45 minutes? That's got to be the next thing. That's got to be the next thing. Yeah, but bro, it's not about resting him. It's about, can he not get a yellow card in 60 minutes? And that's unfortunately quite a difficult ask. That's the reality, people. That is quite a difficult ask. It is. It's a difficult ask, people, that. So I just don't think it's worth the risk, full stop. But the gaffer obviously thinks otherwise. Yeah, it's not about scoring 2 goals. Like, it doesn't matter. We could be 4 or 5-0 up and he's on the pitch and can get booked. The scoreline to getting a booking is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Yeah, I just... we could be wrong on this, by the way, people. Guys, we could be wrong on this. But I just feel that you are asking for trouble by starting Caicedo. And, you know, if he gets a booking and he's out for Arsenal, he's out for Tottenham, you just look at it and you just think, that was such an avoidable situation that we really didn't need to take. Such an avoidable gamble. And a gamble at the end of the day that isn't necessary. It's not necessary. We don't need Caicedo to beat Leicester. We really don't. Yeah, but but again, it doesn't matter, you know. It's just one mistimed foul. It's one, you're like a split, like a millisecond late to a tackle, or you're a millisecond late getting to the ball. That's that. Yellow card, booking, finished. It's done. You know, there's no need to take that risk. This is obviously a must-win game, and I get it, you want your best players on the pitch, but you've got to also look at the level of opposition that we're playing. And that level of opposition, you can win without Caicedo. I know we're not playing well right now, guys, but we can definitely win without Moises Caicedo. 100%, guys. 100%. Yeah, the Arsenal game's massive next week. If we go to the Emirates without Caicedo, we've got a big problem. We've got a big problem if we go to Emirates without Caicedo. Big up to Pennsylvania Blues. Thank you for the super sticker. Greatly appreciated. Appreciate your support. That's very kind. Very kind. Appreciate you, brother. And for me, Caicedo is more important player than Reece James. Yeah, he is more important than James. Sure, Caicedo is arguably Chelsea's most important player, guys. There's no denying that. Yeah, Leicester will sit deep and Leicester will play a low block. So that's even more reason. We don't need Caicedo for this game. You know, you could even go with an extra attacker. You could almost, I'm not saying that I would, but in theory, you could almost play Enzo in midfield on his own. You know, you could almost do that. You never know. Has he actually? He's got a yellow card in every game since Ipswich away. So it's so it's pretty much a dead cert then, guys, that Caicedo is going to get booked. Yeah, we could play a Mugu, or you just play Dewsbury Hall. I know Dewsbury Hall's not great, but come on, like you spent £30 million on a player. If you can't play him at home to 19th in the league, what does that say? What does that say? Look, I wouldn't be against the Mugu starting, but I think there's almost no chance that a Mugu starts. Almost no chance. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We can say all that stuff. We can say all that stuff. It doesn't matter. You know, at the end of the day, you're out on the pitch. You know, stuff happens. Stuff happens. We just can't take the risk. For me, and that's what I was talking to you. I'm afraid about Caicedo now. He plays every game this season. If he got but he's going to be at that for 2 games anyway. Let's just give KDH the game time. Let's just give Dewsbury Hall the game time. It really shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be that much of an issue, guys. Let's just give him the game time. I know he played 90 on Thursday night, and it's perhaps unlikely that he plays again. But it makes sense to play him. It does make sense to play him. But again, you know, we're not looking. We don't need some amazing performance tomorrow, guys. We really don't. I'm not asked about how we play at the moment. Win. That's all that matters. Win, win, win. That's all we need to do, guys, is keep winning. And then if the performances come, great. If they don't, let's just win ugly. Let's grind results out. Let's do what we need to do. Just get the points any way possible. There's 11 games left this season, I think. I don't care if it's 11 shit performances and we pick up 4 or 5 wins. You got to do what you got to do. You got to find a way to win ugly. You've got to find a way to grind results out, mentality, all these things, guys. That's what we need to do. Now, obviously, Romeo Lavia could also make the bench. He's been in training this week. That's a massive plus. A massive plus. And he could well be on the bench. If he's on the bench tomorrow, that's huge. If you're able to give him a few minutes before that Arsenal game, even better. Even better. These are the decisions that we need to be making. You know, and this is great news. This is really good news for us. Really good news for us. I don't. Yeah, but again, it was different personnel. It's a different opposition. It was an away game. We made loads of changes. It won't be anywhere near the same team that played that. So I wouldn't be too concerned. Look, Andre Santos hopefully doesn't get sold and comes back. I don't think we need anyone. You go in with Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo, Santos, and you could have Ugochukwu as a fifth. I think Dewsbury Hall will leave. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what it is. The referee books and the referee books him. That's the reality of the situation, guys. It doesn't matter about the situation. Guys, we're 70 in the building now. We're still only on 35 likes. Please keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do, and it really, really helps me out. So please do run those likes up, guys. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Smash that like button. If you want Chelsea to beat Leicester tomorrow, guys, make sure you run up the likes. We need all our players back from injury. I'll be happy. Yeah, but it's going to take a while. We can't take that risk. We're in a crucial top 4 race. Yeah, we are in a crucial top 4 race, but which we need Caicedo for, and having him without and not having him for 2 games is gonna against Arsenal and Tottenham will cause us problems. I'm not saying we can't get results without him, but we don't want to purposely make this any harder than it needs to be for us. We don't need to be doing that, guys. We don't need to be doing that. I mean, let me get a team up. Let's go through an 11 for tomorrow. Let's go through an 11, guys. Let me just sort all this out. Oh, no. Bear with me a second, people. That's the wrong color. Let's go through an 11, guys. Guys in the chat, let me know what you'd like to see as well tomorrow. Yeah, but he'll be on the bench. He might not even play, but he'll be back. What about Dario Asugu? Look, again, he's someone that's being looked at. I don't know whether we're going to go through with that transfer or not, but he is definitely someone that is being looked at. Sure, and I would agree with you, but against Leicester, it shouldn't be an issue. The team must win tomorrow. The game against Arsenal away next week will not be easy. Agreed. So, yeah, right. Here we go, people. This is what I would go with tomorrow. Philip Jorgensen will obviously be in goal. Right back's an interesting one because Gusto, is he fit? Is he not fit? Reece James, if he plays, I think will play in midfield. Achimpong seems to be out of favour. I wouldn't be surprised, and I might do it myself. I think there's a chance that Chalobah plays right back tomorrow. And then you go Colwell. You go Colwell, Fofana, and then Cucurella. I honestly think there's a chance that Chalobah plays right back because James, if he plays, will play in midfield. I don't know if Gusto's going to be 100%. And then Achimpong's not trusted at the moment. It seems to be bang out of favour. And it would be a surprise if he came in. I then look at what we might see in midfield. And I personally would go with Reece James in midfield. Like, even if it's an agreed he only plays 45 minutes or he gives us 60 minutes, I'd go James and Enzo Fernandez in midfield. That would be what I would be looking at there. So we go, let's just put James there for argument's sake. We go Enzo. And then we go, obviously, Palmer. I know that's sort of slightly deeper, but we know what we mean. That sort of that free role, advanced 8, number 10 sort of vibe. That's what I'd then go with there. I don't know. He didn't play in the week, by the way. He was on the bench in the week, but again, that was Conference League, so that's probably slightly different. That is probably slightly different. It is Conference League, of course. Look, we're not asking him to play back-to-back 90s, by the way. We're not asking him to play back-to-back 90s. But I would like to think that you could get 45, 60 minutes out of James. I would like to think so. Well, Maresca said that Gusto should be all right for Sunday. But again, I personally wouldn't risk that. And I'm not sure if Maresca will risk it either. So, yeah, I would look at maybe... Yeah, I would personally go with that in midfield. I really would go with that in midfield. And then in terms of the front three, I would go with Pedro Neto down the middle. Neto down the middle. I would go with Nkunku on the left because I think Sancho's been stinking the gaff up recently. He's been very poor. And I would honestly give George a go on the right-hand side. Because I know he's not amazing, but he's been much better than Jadon Sancho in recent weeks. He's impressed when he's come on. He got an assist against Southampton. He looks bright when he came on against Brighton. He did well against Copenhagen again. He has to be in with a chance of starting this game. You know, I don't know what more Tyreek George needs to do to start a Premier League match. I'm not saying he's better footballer than Jadon Sancho or anything like that, but what I'm saying is that he's in better form. And right now, if I had to pick who is more likely to do something for Chelsea tomorrow, I would say on current form that Tyreek George is more likely to do something at home to Leicester than Jadon Sancho is right now. Mate, we can't send Sancho back. It's done. It's permanent. We won't be sending Sancho back, and we can't, because if the deal becomes permanent in the summer, as long as we don't finish in the bottom 6. We're not going to finish in the bottom 6 of the Premier League, so that deal is permanent. Yep, exactly. And I think George is doing... Guys, I honestly think George is doing really well. I think George is doing very well. I like Jadon Sancho. I think he's got a lot of ability, a lot of talent, but right now he's not playing well. And he deserves an opportunity, Tyreek George, to start a Premier League game. That's my honest opinion on the matter. I think he absolutely deserves an opportunity in a Premier League game. 100% deserves an opportunity in a Premier League game to show what he can do. Absolutely should be happening. Neto down the middle again is going to be very important. He should have some joy running in behind, stretching that Leicester defence out. And Nkunku, low-key's actually been all right in the last 2 games on the left-hand side. He actually did some pressing, which forced the goal for us against Copenhagen. Against Southampton, he was all right down that left-hand side as well. I've seen a little bit more from Nkunku in recent weeks. I know the opposition's not been great, but I've seen a bit more from him. No, Caicedo not injured. He's 1 booking away from a 2-match ban. We have to have Caicedo at the Emirates. Therefore, I'm not using him against Leicester. That's my personal choice. We all know that he's going to play. But I would be resting him. Look, you say the football's not getting us anywhere. If we win tomorrow, we're 2 points off 3rd place. Now, whether people like the style of football or not, if we're winning, then there's no grounds to be moaning about football, because football's about results. And if you're getting the results, there's very little grounds to moan about the style of football. The reality is, guys, is that people can moan about the style of football if they want. This is the style of football Maresca's been brought into play, and this is the style of football that he'll be playing. He won't be changing it. So it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Will this style of football bring us success under Maresca in the long run? I've got absolutely no idea. But it's not changing anytime soon. It's not changing anytime soon. So we can moan about it or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not changing. That's just my opinion. I know Maresca definitely thinks differently. I personally wouldn't be taking that risk. As I said, if we were playing a better side, of course I'd take the risk. But that's the team that I'd go with tomorrow. I personally don't see Maresca doing that different to that. Maybe Dewsbury Hall plays instead of James. Maybe Gusto plays at right back if he's definitely fit. Other than that, I don't see that many other changes. We're looking at maybe 2 or 3 changes Maresca could make. The right back, Sancho for George, and maybe KDH plays instead of Reece. We're looking at, I honestly think we're looking at 3 changes, guys, from that team. 3 potential changes. Yeah, let's wait and see. But we are looking at 3 potential changes there, people. Look, we're going to get 2 wins. I'm pretty confident we beat Copenhagen and we beat Leicester. We will head into that Arsenal game 4 wins on the bounce. No doubt about it. Yeah, I'd have no issue with that lineup tomorrow. I don't think it will be that lineup. That's the lineup I'd go with, and that's the lineup that I think would make. That's the lineup I think would make the most sense for us, guys. That's what I think would make the most sense for us. But again, Maresca will have other ideas. He would have worked on different things. So all we can do is just trust what's out on the pitch tomorrow. And to be honest, guys, whatever team we put out, we shouldn't have any issues beating this level of opposition. Simple as that. Simple as that, guys. So there we go. I think he will. I think he will, because then when do you start him? When do you start Fofana if you don't start him tomorrow? It would be stupid to give him his first minutes against Arsenal since December. Arsenal away, just chuck him into the game. That would be stupid. You couldn't ask for a better game to put someone in post-injury than this one. You couldn't ask for a better game. Honestly, if he doesn't do it, I don't get it. Fofana will start against Arsenal. I would have thought Lavia. It depends if Lavia gets any minutes against Leicester. If Lavia doesn't get any minutes tomorrow, then there's no way he's starting against Arsenal. Absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance. But yeah, guys, that's the team that I'd go with. People, we're 65 in the building. We're still 7 likes away from 50. Please keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do. And it would really, really help me out. So please do run up those likes, guys. Come on, people. Help me out, guys. Come on, guys. You know, this should be light work. This should be light work. What are we doing here? Run it up, run it up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think George deserves an opportunity to start. Fully agree. 100%. George deserves an opportunity to start. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if he gets that opportunity. But I think he could really make an impact in this game against Leicester. I've got no doubt about it. He could 100% make an impact in this game. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Right, that's the team that I'd go with. What news, guys? And by the way, people, any questions in the chat? Please do let me know, guys. Please do let me know if you've got any questions in the chat whatsoever. Because I'm sure there's loads to go. I'm sure there's loads to dive into, guys. Let's have a look. Well, look, maybe he won't start, but as long as he gets minutes off the bench, that is the most important thing. Give this brother some minutes off the bench, minimum. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, guys, get your score predictions in the chat. People, get your score predictions in the chat. I doubt he starts George. I agree with you. I'd be surprised if George starts, but George absolutely deserves a start, in my opinion. 100% does he deserve a start. Would I take Hudson-Odoi back? Yeah, I probably would. I probably would take Hudson-Odoi back. Yeah, it doesn't mean that, but that's probably more an indictment on how poor our recruitment in the wide areas has been. But yeah, I probably would. Jackson and Guiu should both be back after the international break. Whether they're back for the Tottenham game, which is the first game after the break, I'm not sure. But they will be back at some point after the international break. Yeah, I'll be at the game tomorrow, and then I should be 2 o'clock kickoff, 2:45, 3, 4:45. I'll be back for some of it. Yeah, season's gone so quick, hasn't it, guys? The season has gone so fast. It's kind of a mad one how quickly the season's gone. But yeah, mental into the final 10 games of the season. But again, guys, remember, we've got the Club World Cup as well. So it's not like, you get to May and the season's done. We've got the Club World Cup to also look forward to. So there's plenty of football this summer, plenty of transfer action as well. So that's going to be interesting, people. That is going to be very, very interesting. Predict a 3-1 win. We'll concede like we always do. Fair enough. 3-0 win. Worst result for us can be 0-0. Leicester's not scoring. Yeah, I can't see us losing. I agree. I don't see Leicester scoring, guys. I really do not see Leicester scoring. I think we get last 16 or quarterfinals or something like that. We'll get out of the group, and then I think we'll probably get past. I suspect, again, draw dependent. I think we probably get knocked out in the quarterfinals, personally. But we'll obviously get to the knockout stages. But yeah, I'd go quarterfinals for me. Yeah, Conference League finals May 28th, and then the tournament starts on June 14th. So there's very little turnaround time. Big up to Stephen. Thank you for this donation, brother. Greatly appreciated. Will we consider James in midfield from now on? Look, it's definitely an option for Maresca. He said after the Copenhagen game, he's always seen Reece James as a midfielder since day one. Do I believe that? I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, with the absence of Lavia, James gives you a bit of physicality in the middle of the pitch, and he covers a lot of ground. He does it in a different way to Lavia, but it gives you that physicality that Lavia would give you. Definitely, I think it's easier on his body, for sure. But long term, I don't think I would see Reece James as a permanent midfielder. No, I still think it's right back, and that's where I think he's the best. I wouldn't be comfortable going to a big game, for example, Emirates next weekend, Reece James up against your Declan Rices and stuff, specialists in midfield. You can absolutely get away with playing Reece James in midfield against lesser opposition, but would you really want to go to the Etihad, play Reece James up against Rodri? Would you really want to go and play Reece James up against Declan Rice in the midfield, up against that midfield that Liverpool have got, So I think he can do a job there, but it's not something that I'd want to see on a permanent basis. It really isn't. I hope we win tomorrow. Yeah, we will. I'm pissed Dujan, which is injured. Excuse me. Is he miles better than George? I don't think we've really seen anything. We haven't really seen anything from him at all, have we? We haven't really seen anything from him at all, guys. So I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer to that. We've not seen much from Whisper Richards. So yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see him play for the Chelsea first team. Nice. I mean, look, I would make the trip in the summer, but it's just so expensive. The US is expensive to get to. Tickets are an absolute fortune for sports events in the US. And then you've got to then travel to so many different games, like in terms of all the games are in different places. Yeah, and you wouldn't just want to come over for one game. You want to do at least the whole group stage. And it's just I mean, if you live in America, it's great, but if you don't, it's it's a bit of a fucking. It's just too much money, and I don't know if it's really worth it personally. You know, that's the reality of it for me personally. I don't see Chelsea getting Champions League football this season. Let's see. Yeah, Club World Cup will be on TV. Only play Reece James in defensive midfield. Yeah, look, you play him in defensive midfield, part of the midfield three. Depends how we set up. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You know, we're still 2 points. We don't lose any ground on Forest. If we win tomorrow, we don't lose any ground on Nottingham Forest. That's the most important thing, guys, is that we don't lose any ground on Forest. People keep running those likes up, by the way. Keep subscribing to the channel if you are new round here as well. Yeah, guys, run it up. Let's get this to 60 likes. We're 9 likes away. We're 70 in the building. Let's get it done, guys. Come on. I hope Esteval doesn't cook us in the Club World Cup. Yeah, there's a chance he could, you know. Kendry Paez could make his debut for us at the Club World Cup. I don't know for certain, but there's a possibility he could. There's a possibility that Kendry Paez could make his debut for us at the Club World Cup, guys. Yeah, the Forest game, we got Forest and Newcastle away in our last 3, I think, or last 4, certainly. That's going to be a very, very interesting one. A very interesting one. And look, that run-in's going to decide who gets Champions League football. You know, I think we've got, I mean, I've not looked at everyone else's run-ins, but we've got some difficult games. I feel that results, as I said at the top of the show, we're going to have to get out of Arsenal, Newcastle and Forest away. If we want to qualify for Champions League, you're probably looking at us needing to get 2 results, 2 wins from those 3 away games if we want to have any chance of qualifying for the Champions League. That's a bit of a madness, guys. I can't lie. That is a bit of a madness, people. A bit of a madness. But that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. It's going to be a really interesting end to the season, people. Joe Cole commented during a TNT Sports interview, the team needs to qualify. Yeah, everyone knows we need to qualify for the Champions League. That is the bare minimum requirement every single season at Chelsea, is that you qualify for the Champions League. No excuses, people. No excuses whatsoever. We must. We must qualify for Champions League. Not difficult, guys. Not difficult, you know. Not difficult, people. But yeah. That's where we are at, guys. Do you think Palmer will be benched? No, Palmer won't be benched. Palmer will play all the games. You know, he's one of the, even if he's not playing well, you know, he's one of the only players that can make something happen out of nothing on the pitch. Palmer will definitely play, guys. Will definitely play. I honestly think we're already putting way too much pressure on Esteval. Yep, I was saying, Kems, I was saying this the other day, bro. I was saying this the other day. People have got this idea in their minds that Esteval's going to come in and be unbelievable for us, and he's going to be the saviour and all that. The guy, we cannot... Chelsea cannot have a situation where Esteval has to come in the summer and he's expected to make an instant impact. That cannot happen, because not only is that not fair, it puts a ridiculously unrealistic expectation on him, puts ridiculous pressure on him. He should be used sparingly and given an opportunity to just bed in. He should be used sparingly and given an opportunity to bed in. Simple as that, guys. Just hope Neto doesn't get injured. We cannot risk him. One thing is that Nkunku finally fit. Yeah, I believe Bro, I hope we do. I don't believe we will, but I hope we do. I really hope we do. Honestly, I don't see us qualifying for Champions League due to the last 10 games, and Maresca seems like a loser. He will overthink those games. I don't know. I'm not sure if I think the loser thing, but I mean, look, I don't see us qualifying for the Champions League either. I really don't, because we've got to do something that we've not been able to do for a long time. Beat decent teams. And we've got to beat more than one of them. I believe 100% will qualify for the ECL. I already bought my ticket for the Club World Cup. Nice. I would love to go to the Club World Cup. But yeah, it's just too expensive from the UK. Too expensive. Yeah, no, Jackson is definitely impacting Palmer's performances. You know, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Well, to be honest, he's actually done all right there the last couple of weeks, and he's better there than up front, and he's not going to play in the 10. So that's where he has to go. Yes, big up Stephen coming through again with the donation. Thank you, brother. We cannot afford to drop any more silly points. No, we can't, but we're going to drop more points between now and the end of the season. That's the reality, guys. We are going to drop more points between now and the end of the season. That is facts. But so are City, but so are Nottingham Forest, and so are Aston Villa, and so are Newcastle. You know, we'll drop points, but the teams around us are also going to drop more points. That's just how this works. That's how this works, guys. That would be nice as well. That would be nice, people. That would make a big difference, wouldn't it? We'd enjoy that. Yeah, absolutely. Get me out to, even if I don't have a ticket, go out to Poland, soak it all up. That's what we're all about. That's what we're all about, guys. Get out to Poland, May 28th, people. Conference League final settings. We've got to get there first, so let's not get too carried away with all that. But yes, I will head out to Poland in some description, whether I'm going to be at the game or not. I will be there. Bro, I don't care what the trophy is. We win the trophy and we move. You know, beggars can't be choosers. We can't be choosing what trophies we want to win. You win whatever you can. And if the Conference League is the first trophy under this ownership, then that's what we do. We take it and we move. We take it and we move. Pure and simple, guys. Pure and simple. I don't care what trophy ends the drought. As long as it's not like a Community Shield or a Super Cup or something like that. As long as it's a legit trophy, guys, I don't care. No, it's just people's opinions at the end of the day. I would love us to, but I've given my reasons why I don't think we will. If I'm wrong, I will have no greater joy than being wrong. No greater joy than being wrong on that front. But I just don't think we will. We need a trophy to help this. Yeah, exactly. We need a trophy. No, it's the reality. Would I? Of course, I'd rather a bigger trophy. Of course, I would. But right now, this is our best chance of winning a trophy. Absolutely, I'd be more than happy with winning that. More than happy with winning that. I don't see an issue with that. Yeah, you know that. I suppose when you live abroad, that is the dream. That is the dream. Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. Yes, that should be coming tomorrow. Yeah, it's still a European title. No, bro, it's not about standards. Like, a trophy's a trophy at the end of the day. I want to win trophies. This is the only chance we've got of winning a trophy this season. Therefore, I'm bang up for winning it and want to win it. Why would you not want to win a trophy? Why would you not want to win it? I don't get it. It's not about standards. This is the only trophy that we can win this season. Therefore, I want to win it. Yeah, sure. Conference League is not great. No one's pretending it's great. But you know, we win the Conference League and we try and get Champions League football as well. No, no, that's not what's happening. So what? So you win a trophy and we shouldn't celebrate. We shouldn't enjoy the moment. We shouldn't enjoy winning a trophy. Okay, so we can only pick and choose which trophies we celebrate winning. Interesting. Now I'll remember that next time. So when we next win a trophy, we can't celebrate that. So guys, if we win the Conference League, I don't expect any of you lot in the chat that have been negative about it to be enjoying the moment when we win it. You'll be sitting there, you'll be pissed off, right? Is that what you're feeling? So when we win, guys, the Conference League, if we do, you won't be happy about it. You'll be disappointed and you won't enjoy the moment. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Because if that's what you're saying, then it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, top five is looking like it will be top five to get Champions League football, but again, it's not fully been confirmed yet. It's not fully been confirmed yet. So we wait and see. Exactly. This is not a hard thing. This is not a hard thing to understand. I don't want to be in a Conference League. I don't want to be in it ever again. This is a one and done. This is a one and done for us in a Conference League, as far as I'm concerned. But whatever competition I'm in, I want to win it. And if we win it, I will celebrate. If you don't want to celebrate trophies because you think they're a small trophy or whatever, that's on you. You know, so all you people that are shitting on the Conference League in the chat, when we win it, I'm fully aware of that. I'm fully aware that we shouldn't be in a competition and it's not great. It's not good. But I would enjoy the moment when we win it. So are you saying that when we win the Conference League, you're not going to enjoy the moment? You're not going to be happy about it? You're going to be disappointed we've won a trophy. You're going to be disappointed that we've lifted our first trophy under the new ownership. You're going to be disappointed because it's the Conference League and not a different trophy. So what you're saying to me is that you won't celebrate the trophy win. I very much doubt that. I very much doubt that. When it gets to May 28th and we win the Conference League, you will probably be celebrating in some way. Yeah, I would love the Club World Cup as well. I would love the Club World Cup as well. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I haven't said that I'm proud of winning the Conference League. It wouldn't have been my choice of the first trophy under this new ownership. However, we're in this competition. I want to win it. A trophy's a trophy. Football's about winning. And I will enjoy winning the Conference League. And we can then springboard onto bigger and better things. I don't quite understand what your point is or what you're saying. This is nothing about standards. This is nothing about standards. Which is it's a strange one. It's a strange one. We wanted top four on Conference League trophy for the season. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't understand the negativity around the Conference League. I don't get it. Yeah, the trophy looks mad. The trophy does look mad. Absolutely no denying it. The trophy looks phenomenal. And I would love us to be able to get our hands on it. I'm just not sure we will. You're completely missing the point. And again, not answering my question. When we win the Conference League, Are you going to just sit there sad, upset, and sulking? Answer me that question. Very simple, yes or no. Yes or no, are you going to celebrate winning the Conference League in some sort of fashion? Yes or no? Very simple question. Bro, I will enjoy winning a trophy. If we don't get top four and we still win the trophy, I'll be disappointed. But I am not going to not celebrate winning a trophy. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we absolutely should win it. Absolutely, we should win it. Of course, we should. It's looking very difficult. It's looking very, very difficult, which again is another reason why the Conference League has taken on added importance, because a win gets you Europa League football. Yeah, I'll be annoyed if we don't win it, because it's a competition we should be winning, and it's a competition that it's an embarrassment if we don't win. So I will care if we don't win it, not because, oh my God, we haven't got another opportunity to win the Conference League, but it's because it would be an embarrassment given the quality of teams in the competition. Sure, but I just don't understand that, and that's fine. And if people want to look at that in different ways, that's absolutely fine. All I'm saying is that if I'm watching my team and following my team and I love my team, the idea of not celebrating my team winning a trophy because you don't look at it as a particularly important trophy is mad. Absolutely mad. For me, I can't understand why no one would celebrate their team winning a trophy. Why would you not want to celebrate your team winning a trophy? I don't get it. We're going to win the Conference League, whoever's not. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, if we win the Conference League, we win the Conference League. Fantastic. And, that'll be a good thing, guys. It'll be a good thing to win it. It'll do more for the football club than it will for the fan base. And it will do wonders for the squad. It will. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether you care about the Conference League or not. No, as I said, I won't be losing sleep if we don't win the Conference League. I'll be pissed off and embarrassed if we don't, but I won't be losing sleep. Oh my God, we can't win the Conference League. We've had our chance and it's over. Yeah, exactly. Exactly this. Exactly this. Plus, we can't have West Ham bantering us if we don't win it. Yeah, bro, this is the weak loser mentality. It's the Arsenal mentality. Oh, we got bigger fish to fry. These competitions don't matter. What trophy were we winning this season if you don't care about the Conference League? No trophy. We're winning no trophy this season other than the Conference League. So this mentality, oh, we've got bigger fish to fry with this, with that. No, we're not. Look at where we are. Look at who we are. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We will be the best club probably to ever play in the Conference League. We will probably be the best club to ever play in the Conference League. And so let's just win it, win the set, and we move. That's fine, bro. That means nothing to you. No problem. No problem. I just don't understand why a fan of their team wouldn't celebrate winning a trophy. That to me is an alien concept which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Imagine being in the stadium at the Conference League final in May, and we win, and you leave early and you don't watch the trophy parade because you're pissed off because it's a shit trophy. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds and how stupid that sounds? Like each to their own, but I do not understand that thought process whatsoever. I do not understand that at all. I don't get it. Really don't get it. Really don't understand it. I cannot understand people's. I want to win trophies at the end of the day. This is a one and done. The Conference League. Why are people losing their heads over the Conference League trophy? Why? Why are people losing their heads over it? You know, this standards argument in football is nonsense. No one's accepting and wanting to be in the Conference League, but we're in it, so let's win it and let's enjoy the moment for what it is, and then we move on. The idea of not celebrating a trophy your team has won is mad. It's wild, absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild. But yeah, each to their own. But yeah, I find that just a madness, an absolute madness. Yeah, I don't get it personally. I don't understand that at all. But each to their own. Bro, you are. Yes, the Community Shield is a fucking pre-season game. Bro, what are you talking about? I've never said I don't want us playing Champions League football, but I'm obviously going to enjoy my team winning a trophy, whatever that trophy is, outside of the Community Shield, because it's a glorified friendly. Yes, this is a third-tier European competition, but at the end of the day, it gives us Europa League football. We complete the set, we win a trophy, we win up that first trophy under the new ownership, we get some winning mentality in this young squad, and then we move on, and that's that. Conference League done and dusted, and we don't think about it ever again. This is not, oh, I'm happy being in the Conference League. I don't know where this bullshit's coming from. He could well be on the bench. He could well be on the bench. There's definitely a possibility that he could make the bench, 100%. Yeah, but do you not understand, right? It's like being unhappy that you've won a game against a shit team in the league. For example, were you happy that we beat Southampton 4-0? Or did you not? Or were you just like, oh, I don't care. They're a shit team. I'm not going to be happy that we've won. It's the same principle. You can't just celebrate, just pick and choose what wins you're going to enjoy or what trophies you're going to enjoy. Football's about winning. You never know. There's no club has got a right to win trophies. And so when those opportunities come along, for me personally, I will enjoy them. Obviously, I won't be celebrating a Conference League win as much as a Champions League win or a Premier League win or an FA Cup win, for example. But I'm still going to enjoy the moment. Those fans that will be there at the final will enjoy the moment. But yeah, there we go. There we go. Each to their own on this. Each to their own. But we need to win trophies. We need a winning mentality in the squad. Sure, sure. I understand that. There are different levels of winning. Absolutely. Not disputing that. But I will enjoy, I will always enjoy a win regardless. Yes, other wins will make you feel better. Some wins make you feel better than others. But winning's a great feeling. Winning's a great feeling. And I will always celebrate a win. Obviously, not each win in the same way or each trophy in the same way. But for me personally, I will never see myself not celebrating my team winning a trophy. I don't envision that being a situation. Mate, you've lost the plot. You've absolutely lost it. You know, you do if you celebrate what you celebrate the trophy in whatever way you want to celebrate it. But at the end of the day, this is nothing about standards. I will enjoy winning a trophy, watching my team win a trophy. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? But yeah, you know, May 28th, I'll be thinking of you when we win the Conference League, sat there crying. So yeah, there we go. Exactly. We need a trophy. We need a trophy. It's not the one we would have all chosen, but beggars can't be choosers. So let's have the trophy and let's move on to bigger and better things. Simple as that. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is, people. That's all it is. But each to their own, guys. Each to their own. No, you're just literally making shit up. I'm not okay with playing Conference League. I never said once I want to be in the Conference League. We're in the Conference League, and therefore I want to win it because I want to win every competition we're in. That's all there is to it. Yeah, exactly. And I don't envisage anyone else actually doing that. I don't envision anyone else doing that. Yeah, they probably are. They probably are. They probably are. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to round this one out now. Big up to everyone that's tuned in tonight. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Difference of opinion is all love at the end of the day. So yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Smash the like button on the way out, please, people. We're 8 likes away from 70 likes. Please smash that like button on the way out. Let's get this to 70 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'll be at the game tomorrow. If anyone else is there, maybe see you there, maybe not. So yeah, let's hope for a win. Let's hope for a win tomorrow. Let's get the job done, and let's head into a big week next week with some more confidence built and with some momentum rolling. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, guys. Catch you lot after the game tomorrow. Match vlog, match reaction, all that good stuff. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Peace.